second half. Really seized the momentum there coming out of half.
Yeah, it was huge by them. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 6 and punt, 3 and out, fumble, and on downs. That was their whole second half. I thought it was I thought a lot of guys stepped up, accepted the challenge, particularly at halftime. How we, Coach English and us challenged them, and we played fairly well in the first half. I thought that after the turnover, and they're out there, we gave up the 1 score, and then back-to-back touchdowns, and then after that, it was pretty much a shutdown by our defense. And so, I think they made some improvements. We simplified some things. They played harder today. I'll be interested to see the film. I'm pretty sure guys played better than they've been playing, and that's the key.
Did you like what you saw, Dave, from some of your changes defensively with the new guys inside, Gabe outside, Corey and linebacker? I mean, again, I know you'll see the film, but overall, from first impressions, good to think?
I think so. It's hard to judge because you base everything off of what the score was and how the game went. But there's still, a lot that we have to analyze and, see, how it all worked. I see here they had 258 yards, so I guess that's significantly better than a week ago. And, we have some things that we got to still get worked out, but I was, very proud and pleased with the way they came out and competed after, an extremely tough week.
Other adjustments?
Pardon? Relief coming off that loss, and especially opening up Mountain West play?
Yeah, I'd say it is. I mean, how are they going to respond? No coach knows how a team's going to respond. After the difficulties we had a week ago. And, we got a resilient team. We got a young team. You don't know about the maturity level, but the leadership of our football team stepped up and they provided great leadership this week. And we went out on Tuesday and Wednesday. We practiced well. So I was pleased that how things went and the way, particularly in the way that they responded.
Were there adjustments made at halftime? You talk about challenging the guys.
There were really no adjustments made at halftime other than a challenge to play your technique properly. We stood up a couple times on the front, and didn't feel the right way with the linebacker. We challenged. We talked a lot this week about accountability, and we need 11 guys being accountable to everybody on that field and everybody on the sideline. And I thought that our kids really rose to the occasion from an accountability standpoint.
Dave, I know. I'm sure Chris was up. Dave, I'm sure Chris was upset about the mistake, but certainly came back with it. Was it nice to see him bounce back, and your entire team bounce back? But that was probably a pretty big swing.
That was a big momentum swing, and I was so happy for Chris to, Chris threw 2 touchdowns, or a touchdown pass, a 2-point conversion, returned a punt for a touchdown. He made a tough decision. He thought the ball was going to take a good hop, and it took kind of an odd hop, which they do. But it was great for him to. Is there a fire? Is there a sledgehammer? Remove it from the building. But it was great to see him do that. It was, we've been harping on our special forces, that we need to improve, and that we've worked on punt return, and as I told Chris, I doubt we'll be last in the country anymore in punt return after that. But I thought that was was good by the punt return team. I thought our kickoff team was much better. Daniel kicked the ball phenomenal today. He had the first one, he hit the goalpost, and from that point on, he was. I think we may have gotten the nerves calmed down now for good this year. And it was good to see that. He had a chance to kick a couple field goals, too.
Just talk about how Brett played it. No, it seemed like he ran more, whether it was designed or not, but he didn't need him to throw it a lot, but it seemed like was he a little bit out of sync throwing the ball, at least later as the game went on?
A little bit. We didn't throw it as well as we'd like to, but, at halftime we said that, we were going to come out and establish the run a little bit more. We felt we could run the ball. Thought that our conditioning level and playing fast would help us. And, I thought we did that in the second half really well. But, you got to see how the game's going. You got to take what they give you. We really didn't need to throw the football for a quarter and a half. So.
You guys were pretty thin starting the game, interior defensive line. Talk about how they kind of held up today.
Yeah, we were. We moved, Kurt I can't even say the last name. I still got him on hard. I call him Big Kurt. But Kurt had his first start, and Ben started in there for us. I thought that they did a good job, but yeah, that was it. And then we brought BJ Sumter over from the scout team, offensive line, this week, and he got some significant plays and plugged some gaps in there for us. So we were thin there, but word is we'll have Michael back for the next game, and we should be back. We should have everybody back for the next game.
Coach, you made a few tweaks in the secondary with Blair starting at corner, and you seem to have a pretty good day. Can you talk about that secondary and just the adjustment?
Yeah, just I was really pleased with how Tashawn played a week ago at safety for us, and so we thought that that he did a really nice job for us there. We thought Blair played well, competed well. Blair's a good young athlete. He's not afraid to go out there and compete and get somebody's face. And it's good when you got a guy that he played good high school football, and we knew athletically that he'd have a chance to play quickly. And now he's earned himself a starting job. And I feel real good about that. I think it's been a good addition. We played with three safeties a lot in the game, and we had Luke and Tashawn in there, and so we did some things there a little bit differently. And I'll be anxious to watch them. I think it's going to pay dividends for us.
Is that something you think you'll stick with maybe going forward, or is that just a game plan for this team with having the three safeties in there a lot?
Well, Mark Nazacha was out with an injury, so we had to do something, and we just felt that gave us a chance to get the 11 best players on the field.
I know Meraldo didn't play. Was that a late thing this week, or did something come up? Or
yeah, he had he actually fell off his bike last week, and so he's been struggling with an injury, and he comes back, then he goes some, he can't some, so it's just kind of a week by week, day by day deal, and they wasn't healthy enough to play this week.
Just a couple of weeks removed from one bye, now you go into another one. Will you kind of go with a similar pattern with what you did with the first time around with the week off?
No, well, some of it is. The kids are off right now. They don't have to be back again until Tuesday morning. And some of we have a number of young kids that are out of state, so they can go down and catch a flight home right now and spend a day and a half at home. We'll bring them back in Tuesday and do some walkthroughs with them. Condition a little bit. We won't practice on Tuesday this time, which we did last time. We'll practice Thursday, and we'll practice Saturday, and then we'll be back on a normal game schedule after that.
Trickeration, Coach, not just one play, but back-to-back. Just take us through that sequence.
Well, I don't call it trickeration. All plays are designed to score touchdowns. No, it was good. We've had those plays. We've been working on them for a while, just waiting for the right situation. When I was an offense coordinator, we normally had 4 or 5 of those plays a game in the plan, and we've had those ones that we ran, and we've been the 2-point play because Charts would go for 2 at that point. Now we've been working on that for 8 weeks. The throwback to the quarterback we've been working on for 3 or 4 weeks. The throw to Spencer, we've been working on that for about 3 weeks. And it's just a matter of we just happen to get in the right places and at the right times, and that's what you want to do with those plays. You don't want to just dial them up and dial them up. You want to be in position to make them sting when you do them, and they were all pretty good today.